your estate to real estate. It's Money Matters with Dino.
Tell me a little bit about reportsonhousing.com and what you do.
Really, it was born 10 years ago, this coming up June, and it's trying to describe what's going on in the marketplace. I think we had a giant run-up in listing inventory 10 years ago, and it happened overnight, and we couldn't explain it. Well, the best way to explain anything that's going on in the marketplace is data. When you see a whole bunch of homes come on the market and you see fewer going into escrow, it tells you something, that there's a shift, that there's something going on. And ever since then, that's what I've been all about, is setting and recalibrating seller and buyer expectations. And because they all have far-reaching expectations that are kind of out of this world, and to reel that in is what it's all about, because the market is ever evolving. The market that we have this year is far different than the market that we had last year, and that's what I enjoy talking about just by looking at the numbers.
So tell me about the numbers. Tell me about what's going on right now.
In all of Southern California, we're just seeing a slow but gradual run-up in inventory. And by the time we hit the summer, in Orange County and some other counties, we will hit a long-term average. That doesn't mean all the counties will hit that long-term average yet, but they're going to be hitting long-term averages. And what that means is buyers ran up the market value across Southern California. Everything was a screaming deal about 2 years ago, and homes were flying off the market, and buyers were willing to pay extra. We had interest rates at 3.5%. It was like phony money, and they were willing to pay $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 above the last comp, and it kept going that direction until about last March. Last March is when I started to see the inventory go up slowly. No one else felt it. They were still talking about the anemic inventory, which we're still a little anemic right now, but not like we were then. Like, take, for example, Orange County, we're at 3,160 homes on the market. Today we're at 7,000, almost at 7,000. We're knocking on that door. But what happened was last March, buyers they saw the top value, and we saw where interest rates were going to probably go, and that's what I was talking about. Values were starting to get too high, where not too high, but right where they needed to be. So people wouldn't pay that extra $20,000, $30,000 like they would before. Now buyers are second guessing it. And by the time we got to the end of summer, August, it was across the board. We had a lot of people overpricing $20,000 to $30,000. They were doing that before, but now buyers weren't buying. What they want is to pay the fair market value. You price at the fair market value, you'll still get multiple offers. We're seeing that even today. And the run-up in inventory is not just in the upper ranges, contrary to what people would think. It's actually the biggest is the middle ranges. The ranges right around $400,000 to $650,000 have run up the most. And that goes counterintuitive to what everybody thinks. They think it's the upper end. It's not. It's across the board. We're feeling it across everywhere. And so you really need to understand what your marketplace is locally, and you really need to see what the inventory has done, compare it to a year ago, and also see what's going on in demand.